Women love men that are nonchalant. Men respect other men who are nonchalant. Now, if you want to be a man who is nonchalant, this video is for you because I'm not going to talk about anything shallow because these days, when people talk about being nonchalant, it's like you should look nonchalant, but deep down, guess what? Women can sense if your energy is fake. And when you're nonchalant, men will test you. Guess what? If they feel like or they know that you are fake, it's even a worse situation for you to be at. Let's talk about what it actually means to be nonchalant, right? I don't have any textbook definition, but I think nonchalant is you're not reactive, you're laid back, you're relaxed in any situation, whether it's positive or negative. So, like I said, I'm not here to talk about how to look nonchalant. I'll tell you how you should be nonchalant, right? Because you can fake it. Nonchalant is not you have a deep voice, you're relaxed. No, that's not being nonchalant, right? Because take it or leave it, women can sense that energy. Women can sense when you're faking it. I mean, they can deny themselves, but guess what? After faking it for a period, she will see that you are full of shit. And guess what? That's what leads to embarrassment. So, brother, you can't fake being nonchalant. So, what do you do? Or, rather, why is it so hard for men to become nonchalant? Everything starts with the way we are being brought up as men these days. We're being brought up in a feminized way, telling us to be openly emotional, telling us to be reactive, to express our emotions. But guess what? If you're somebody who has lived long enough, one thing you'd realize is that does not work. Nobody wants a man who is overly emotional. Nobody wants that. And again, on the other hand, right, nonchalant has been taken to be this joke where, oh, you should not show your emotions. No, it's you have emotions, you feel them, but you don't act because of them. You process your emotions. Okay, I'm happy right now. What's making me happy? Do I want to keep doing it? Okay, I'm sad right now. What's making me sad? What can I do? So you can see that there's a slight difference, right? But again, we are in a generation where people are just too fake. Just too fake. They rather look like they are the part rather than be the part. So when you understand that our upbringing is fucked up. I mean, we're being brought up with ideas that are not practical or ideas we cannot grow up with. Look at our forefathers. Look at them. Look at the men 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Those guys were nonchalant, right? And they got things done. But instead, they are telling us to be emotional. So how can you actually become nonchalant? One thing I first of all say is, one thing can let's go back to an idea like stoicism, because stoicism will definitely make you nonchalant. Again, people assume stoicism is not showing emotions at all. No, stoicism basically means that you are so principled in your ways that whenever things happen, you run them through certain principles and then you come to a conclusion. So a typical example is a woman rejects you. Instead of, okay, how are all women, women reject you. Instead of you reacting and say, oh, why is every woman rejecting me? You're thinking, okay, if women rejected me, can I do something that would basically reduce their death, basically reduce the chances of being rejected? Thinking like that, thinking of what you can do, thinking with principles. Again, thinking with principles makes you can separate boys from men, but they never talk about this thing because everybody is so shallow focused. Being principled again will make you nonchalant, right? So again, people are the fake people who fake nonchalancy. Whenever women show affections to them, guess what? They kind of brush it off. They don't mind. They don't care. But when you're nonchalant, right, and everyone shows emotions towards you, you show gratitude, right? You show appreciation, you show joy. But guess what? Whenever she does something bad to you, you're not bothered because you know that, okay, she's emotional right now. Or maybe she's trying to pull a card right now. What do I do? When you're nonchalant, when you're stoic, you're thinking with principles. What that means is you're not doing things because you want to fake it. You're doing it because you are grounded. Let me make for a typical example. If a woman hits you or you walk into a room, you see your girlfriend cheating. You already know that, okay, fine, okay, she's cheated, right? And for her to cheat means that you're not there. You're not the one. So, guy, move away. I just understand that she cannot control her actions. I just kick her out. Kick her out in a polite way. Again, when I say, one thing that's helped me in this whole idea of being nonchalant because I was somebody with anger issues. So when I make a video like this, I'm basically speaking from things that have drastically changed my mind, changed my life. I used to have anger issues. I used to be angry at every slight thing I get. Hey, mind you, I was also like a middle child. So being a middle child, you barely get any attention, and anything just feels like it's irritating you. Again, I wish I mentioned that in yesterday's video where I spoke about how no one was coming to save you. And knowing that I was a middle child, I had to save myself. Even my parents even barely knew that I existed, so I had to save myself. So one book that has helped me, right? Because throughout this my entire life, I've never been more nonchalant than recently when I began to read a book, right? The Dokoto by Miyoto Musashi. Let me tell you something. Your top self-improvement gurus, your top business leaders, they all read this book. The reason they don't mention this book is because it was written by a fighter, and it's not a book that it could be a world bestseller. It's a book that only people who take themselves very serious can read. It's called the Dokoto, and I'll tell you that for a fact. If you're a man, modern man reading born today, that book is a must read. It's a must read. Again, it basically gives you principles for you to literally live up to being a man, living up with principles. So one tip is being principled, and one way you can be principled is by what? Being stoic as fuck. Having proper beliefs and values that you stick to. And by the way, the Dokoto by Miyoto Musashi is a very, very good book. If you don't believe me, look for a new YouTube video that says, just type Dokoto or type type Dokoto. It's easier for you to like spell out. Two, I would say, for me, same Dokoto, it says, you should have something you're working on, you're focused on. Your mission, your purpose, your vision should be your priority. Now, this is very, very deep because whether I like it or not, people would always come to test you. Women will test you, men will test you. But if you're somebody who gets your joy based on your purpose, your grind, what do you think really happens? You're not bothered when people come into your life or when people leave your life. You have an abundant mindset. You're not really fazed by economic activities because why? For some reasons, you're kind of like, you think about them, but instead you think more about what you can do about them, not obsess over them, not get consumed by them. Again, being nonchalant looks like being nonchalant is more like emotional detachment, right? Where you are not drowning in your emotions, you are floating with your emotions. So when something crazy happens, right? Again, it's easier for you to be nonchalant when you have something you're looking towards, when you have goals you're working towards, when you're on your mission, you're on your vision, you're on your purpose. It becomes easier to be nonchalant. Most of these guys that I see look nonchalant. These are guys that just they have nothing they're looking towards, right? So whenever maybe a girl flicks on them or a girl flicks on you, you're already crying, you're being emotional. No, you're not bothered. But if I have a date tonight and then I'm ready and she calls it off, you know what? I'm not bothered. Because to some reasons, I enjoy the work I do. I work 6 to 7 days a week. 6 or 7 days. Basically, I barely take days off. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's a nice chance to maybe either go out, because I've had different stories, right? And I just remember the story of how a lady, right? A lady who had been trying to get me to be emotional, because I noticed that she came into my life for the sole purpose of changing my views. Because while we were together being friends, we had this shoot, because it was a shoot that exposed everything to me clearly. We had this shoot, and I was supposed to be a model in the shoot, like a TV, like a skit or something. So it was at the beach. Mind you, at the beach, I felt like she didn't have food for them, right? So I felt like, you know what, let me get food for them. So because of that, I had to go and get food. Mind you, on a Sunday, stores are locked. I had to get food, so I got there late. Now, mind you, I got to a beach where I had to use the boat to get there. Nobody there was even answering me at all. So she stopped answering my calls, and I'm like, you know what? She brought me to the middle of of a beach that I don't know. I don't know anybody here. So I felt like, you know what? This is when I was like getting new to this whole stoicism stuff. So I remember, okay, fine. I'm on the beach, right? Here's a good chance to like shoot a video. So I was shooting a video. Like I was enjoying the moment. I was like 12, 13 minutes into my video. They came out from nowhere, right? And she has always been getting me to be angry or mostly angry. She has been triggering me, but being nonchalant, I actually just like look at it and brush it aside. And then this particular day, mind you, I've been here for about 2 hours. Either I was talking to people, new people, like just because it's at the beach, people will come, share a table with me and everything. I'm just like making my videos, just putting a couple of bullet points together, stringing a couple of thoughts together. Then she came after like an hour or two, and she tried to like get me to rake, but I'm ignoring her, right? Again, her friends are there, and then I said something. I'm like, I don't call her name. I'm like, sis, are you okay? Are you alright? You left me here for about an hour or two, right? It's 90 minutes. And you think coming out and coming to trigger me or make me shout is a smart thing to do. Basically, when I calmed down and I spoke to her, everybody kept quiet. Everybody kept quiet. And it made me realize that, because after that day, she stopped talking to me because she felt like she had to give up on the whole idea of being manipulative. So that's when I kind of realized that that was her goal all along, to just try to control me. So that made me realize that that was all she was after. She's a feminist. She watches my videos, she sees my views, and she tries to change my views. So we were together for a couple of months, and that's when I kind of realized that she stopped talking to me. And then when a friend told me why, that she's like, oh, she felt like I'm too rigid. I'm like, heck, fuck you. I'm grounded in my principles. I didn't do anything wrong. I brought food for you. I came late because I brought food for you. You stopped answering me because you were on set. No problems. But I found a way to find joy, to find happiness in that event. And yet it was a problem for her. She wanted to get me to be angry because she kept on poking me, disturbing my video while I was making the video. Heck, that video, did I release that video? That video was a video I shot on the beach about fuck. I can't remember the name of that video. Hold on. I spoke about being charismatic. Yeah. Although the video should have been, I couldn't see my camera, so I kept on having like different retakes until my battery died out. So I was like heavily overexposed in that video. So it may be very bad, but I think I released it. But the whole point was that she tried her possible best to get me emotional, to get me sad. And I'm wondering, like, why the fuck do people think that way? How and why the fuck do people think that way? So again, if I didn't enjoy that moment where I was making my video, I might have been completely sad, depressed. Again, because I was actually making a video, I didn't really feel the time move so fast, because like I said, it was over an hour definitely. But because I was enjoying something, the fact that I was making a video, it was kind of like giving me this belief that, you know what, heck, I'm not bothered. I was truly not bothered. So again, you cannot fake it. Then when you become nonchalant, it becomes easier for you to do things intentionally, right? Intentionally. Again, one thing I always tell introverts, I talk to them around the lines of being nonchalant is you have to be very cautious, because again, you being nonchalant as an introvert sounds like you don't want to make anybody, you don't want to meet friends. But if you can put people in their shoes, right, and maybe someone tries to trigger you, and you intentionally pause and talk to them, not in a reactive manner, in a very, very calm, respectful manner, it's very attractive, even for women. Because one thing for sure is that the person who told me that she's been trying to change my ideas for months was her friend, and she was there when she witnessed that entire situation, right? When she was trying to get me to react, she's like, I'm making a video, stop disrupting the video, right? I mean, like, you kept me waiting for 1 hour, cost you demands, right? That's fine. I came here late because I tried to get food for you people. You're doing a shoot, you don't have food, I'm not getting the food for you, I'm doing a free shoot for you, I'm paying for myself here, and you think it's wise for you to keep me waiting for over an hour, and then you come to disturb my video. Have some respect. Turns out that 2 or 3 of the girls there began to hit me up behind. So what that means is, bro, being nonchalant is super attractive. And this is that one I kind of realized that bitches can be bitches though, you know. I mean, going behind the back of her own friends to try to get to know me and all that, but heck, when you're always on your purpose, you're always on your grind, you're not really moved, because again, that's your source of joy. That is where your focus is. Guess what? Miyoto Musashi preaches about it. That should always be on your path, you should always be on your way. And whenever I'm trying to express, because again, no reaction, right? I'm not faking reaction, I'm thinking with clarity so I can act. So whenever I'm like talking to a girl and maybe she's giving her part, trying to get me emotional, and I'm like trying to give a response, I say things like, I'm trying to be respectful here. Like, give my answer in a very calm tone, right? One thing I've also noticed is it's pretty respectful. It's very, very respectful. It's also very, very attractive. It shows that you're not faking it. You're not faking it. You've taken a pause. You've observed all that she has done, and you're making a choice, making a decision that is clear, concise, properly communicated. And this is what you get when you are very intentional about the words that you use, right? It's like, heck, I'm not angry now, but this is what I think you're doing. I think you have to stop it and then behave yourself. Super attractive. Then one last thing that's also made me to become nonchalant is fighting. Because when you're fighting somebody, when you're sparring with somebody, his facial expression tells you a lot, right? About what the fuck is going on. But when we're sparring, when we are fighting, one thing we are being told is stay calm. So be calm all through your fights. Stay calm all through your fights. Because when you are calm, it's easier for you to think clearly. It's easier for you to know what your next move is going to be. So if you check my vlogs from time to time when I'm sparring, playing with the sparring, it's easier for me to be in that mood when I'm clear-minded. When I'm not thinking of a kick is coming. A kick is coming quite all right, but what can I do about that kick? Again, you being nonchalant, you truly being nonchalant makes you focus on what you can do, what are the things within your control, because you can't control other people. And heck, when you begin to react, guess what? Other people get to control you. My name is Honoré. I think we live in a generation where, again, sorry, being stoic, being nonchalant is not for everybody. It is not for everybody. But if you're a man who wants to rise to any level, any reasonable level in life, maybe it's executive level, president, you want to be a leader, you have to be nonchalant. Again, you're not faking it. You are being nonchalant. And then the difference is, even a difference is when people try to show you gestures, they are graceful. You smile, you play. When shit hits the fan, you can take a step back. Again, being zen, meditation actually does help. When those thoughts that are supposed to make you react come up to your head, you take a pause and like, nah, I don't think this person is worth it. Again, it's because you're principled, you're stoic, you meditate. When the thoughts come into your head, you can pause the thoughts. You don't act on them, but you think about them. And again, one other thing that I've also realized when it comes to being nonchalant is it's easier for me to get job done it's easier to be disciplined, basically, because you don't rely on your mood for you to take actions. My name is Honoré. If you like what to hear, please share this video with as many brothers as possible, because I'm tired of seeing young men faking to be nonchalant, but it's eating them deep inside. And I said, bro, it's either you are nonchalant by actually not giving a fuck. Like, this is why this book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, it sold millions of copies, because it speaks down to you directly that, you know what, you give too many fucks. That's why you are stuck in life, right? Again, that book is also misinterpreted, because the book basically you not giving a fuck is you knowing what to give a fuck about. If you give a fuck about those things, you're not bothered about other things that don't really count, right? Because you know what you want. Same thing with you being nonchalant is you're on a path, and that path rewards you. You think clearly, you have principles that you think with and you act with. So everything you do is intentional, without having to control somebody or manipulate women. You're doing it because it helps you as a better person. It helps you think better. So my name is Honoré. If you like what you're hearing, please share this video with a fellow brother who you know is overreactive, and you feel like being nonchalant will help him in his own life, in his own journey. Talk to you soon, and bye for now.